said in sports that one of the hardest things to do is to repeat as champs. Well, for the Lott Wildcats, they've already done that, and this afternoon they'll go for the three-peat. But standing in the Wildcats' way are the Phillips Pirates, a team that no one saw coming. As a matter of fact, it took a last-minute score for Lott to defeat Phillips earlier this season. Could we see a repeat of that game for Lott, or will Phillips plunder and pillage to capture their first ever title? Get ready for the MCPSS Middle School Small Division Football Championship game. Good afternoon, I'm Al Wheaton, joined by Corey Bounty. We're so glad you're with us. Corey, Lott is trying to get the three-peat, but standing in their way are the Pirates.
You have two one-loss programs here in the Small Division Championship, and you have a 6-1 team taking on a 7-1 team. You look at Phillips Prep, you mentioned it in your intro, only one loss to Lott, and that was in the last 7 seconds of the game.
Right.
So they're trying to avenge that loss. And then you look at Lott Middle School, their only loss is to Scarborough, who will be playing in the Large Division Championship. So this afternoon, we're expecting a wonderful Small Division Championship. 3 in a row is hard to do, Al.
Yeah.
Cindy Phillips has been around for 36 years as a preparatory school, middle school.
Correct.
This is their first ever appearance in a championship football game.
Absolutely. More about that and more details headed your way. Right now, we got to bring in the third member of the crew, our buddy Douglas July, working the sidelines. We got to welcome Douglas to the crew. Douglas, welcome. We know you know a lot about middle school action, working over there at Clark Shaw. We're glad to have you on the team, but most importantly, Douglas, we got to talk about this weather. Man, it is hot up here today.
You say it's hot up there. It is hot down here. And last weekend, I thought I got fooled. I thought we was going into fall weather.
Right.
But it's about 89 degrees, 40% humidity, which is not what I expected this time of year.
Well, you know what? It is hot. We'll be checking back in with you later on, Douglas. We appreciate you joining us on the crew here, working the sidelines, always doing new things here for the MCPSSTV Network. Corey, we got a sideline reporter for the middle school championship game. I'm loving it.
Bringing you in-depth action and heating up on the field. July says it is. If it's 89 degrees from a sun standpoint, you know the heat index with 40% humidity, it's probably close to 95 or 96, and all that equipment, we'll see what happens.
All right, so since we're doing middle school football, it's a little different than high school football. Let's put up some rules so you can understand what's going on today. Only 8-minute quarters will be played. No kickoffs or punts are allowed. On fourth down, if a team elects not to go for it, the ball is then marched off 30 yards in the opposite direction, cannot exceed the 20-yard line. Both teams have to agree to allow field goals. We won't have any kicking in this game. The defense will start on the 30, and extra points are allowed if you choose to go with that. So we don't have a kickoff. Right now it's going to be 1st and 10 for Phillips as they take to the field with their offense led by quarterback Marlon Gaines Jr. as he hands off, our first hands off, to Jesus Sanchez, and look at that Lott defense all on top of him.
Yeah, just swarming to the football. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments are made because both of these programs very familiar with one another. And Jonathan Henderson making the tackle, 5'3", 8th grader. A lot of these players playing both ways in middle school athletics.
Phillips pushed back to about, well, correction on it. They started at the 35, so that was a loss on the play back to the 32-yard line. So it's going to set up 2nd and about 13 here for the Pirates.
Trying to get ahead of the sticks is going to be important for Phillips as they had a serious injury to one of their starting running backs.
Gaines flushed out of the pocket, pressure on and pass incomplete. Trying to get it out to his big receiver, Braylon Bickerstaff. That's going to take Phillips to 3rd down.
Codrin Weaver coming up from his linebacker position, putting pressure on Gaines Jr. And, again, this offensive line of Phillips Preparatory, the Pirates are going to have to protect their quarterback and give him time. But he's athletic enough to where if he rolls that pocket out, he can get positive yardage. But Lott coming out aggressive and on fire based out of this 3-4 defense to start the game.
Coach Warren told me they need to pressure the quarterback and shut down number 1 defensively if they want to get this win today and three-peat. 3rd down here coming up for the Pirates. Trip receivers here to the near side. Look for Phillips to air it out. Pressure on Gaines. But Gaines escapes wide open. Their number one receiver, Shedrick Taylor, and he drops it. That's something Coach Shinesty just told us on the sideline, Corey. We can't have any dropsies today, and they do it on the first series.
Yeah, and that's a huge drop when you think about it because he was able to break the containment. You look at the balance of the quarterback and then hitting a wide open Taylor, just not able to bring in the pigskin. And we talked about the different rules here. So there won't be any punts. They'll go ahead and place the ball some 25 or 30 yards down the field. But that drop is one that I know Phillips would love to have back. Taylor, he's going to learn from that.
He sure would. For Lott offensively, what they're looking to do today is control the line of scrimmage. They need to execute and stay on the blocks in their blocks. That's what their offensive coordinators, Quentin Sledge and John Guthrie, told me. Sledge is in charge of passing, and Guthrie is in charge of the run game. So here comes the Lott Wildcats, two-time defending small division champions.
Split back formation. They're going to spread out this football, something Phillips didn't see the first time they played.
That's correct. Handoff right there up the middle. Ethan Rodriguez. Speaking of this spread formation, Corey, Coach Warren said the only team that's seen them run the spread is Scarborough. They played them during the season, and they play each other during the summer with 7-on-7. They have a great relationship with Coach Frazier over there at Scarborough.
And one of the great things, too, both head coaches are the defensive coordinators for their squads.
Right.
Jacob Warren for Lott Middle, along with Jonah Shinesty for Phillips Prep. So both of these head coaches very familiar scheme-wise and schematically what they want to do.
Second down coming up here for the Wildcats. 2nd and 5 for them. Just going to keep that one. And that should be enough for the first down as they're going to move the sticks with that run right there from Jacoby Pierce.
Codron Weaver is going to be on that carry, Al, and he's one of the Weaver brothers. He has his brother snapping the ball to him as the center, which is a great dynamic that you don't see too often in anything. Case Weaver is the center, number 51, snapping to his brother. A little quarterback power, QB power is what they were running there, and Weaver, Codron that is, was able to pick up enough yardage for the first down.
Ball's at the 49-yard line of Phillips. Lott in plus territory. Codron with one back to his left, Camden Valentina. And another direct snap right to Weaver as he falls inside of the 45 up to the 43. Phillips saying it's a fumble. The ball is out. Let's see if he's going to be marked down. I believe he was down, Corey.
Yeah, they're saying that he was down.
Yeah.
The officials are communicating, talking with one another. I didn't see any beanbags tossed, but
No.
It does look like he is going to turn it over.
Oh, no, that's a turnover. Alan Duhan and the crew discuss it, so our first turnover of the ball game, it's a fumble.
Let's look at the replay here. We are benefited by a great job of a replay crew that we do have, and you can see that the ball, it's a tough bang-bang play, and it was ruled favoring Phillips, so they'll get their second offensive possession. Offensive coordinator Robert Blake calling things, along with Calvin Turnipseed, the former head coach in football, basketball, and track. Kudos to Coach Turnipseed continuing to mentor these young men and young ladies at Phillips, even though he is retired.
He's a substitute over there. As a matter of fact, Corey, he's a Nappy Award winner. He's currently the super substitute. He won a Nappy Award this year. Ain't nothing like being the best substitute in the county, man. So that's huge for Coach Turnipseed. Gaines decides to keep it. Boy, he's got some room. Corey's on the move from the 41. Marlon Gaines Jr. taking it. That's a touchdown for the Pirates as they are on the board first.
Gaines Jr., he gains a whole lot of yardage there as soon as he got past the line of scrimmage, he turned on the jets, and I talked about his versatility, being able to get outside of the pocket and just look at him outrace all of the black jerseys, and he turns it into turbo, and Gaines puts our first score of the afternoon on the board.
60-yard touchdown run for Marlon Gaines Jr. He just busts through that Lott defensive line, and we see Alan Duhan giving a sideline warning to the Wildcats, Corey.
I will say this. You talk about points off of turnovers.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
saw that last week in our high school game that was critical in UMS Wright losing to Williamson.
That's right.
But here, after a dropped touchdown-looking pass early, you're able to bounce back, and your quarterback says, look, I'll go ahead and I'll pave the way for you. And, again, it'll be interesting to see how Phillips goes ahead here, going for 2 here as there's no place kicker.
As we told you with the onset, neither of these teams will be kicking extra points. They're going to go for 2. Gaines Jr. hands it off. Jesus Sanchez, and he is stopped. So our score, 6-0 with 4:43 remaining in the first quarter. Let's take it down to the sidelines, check in with Douglas July. He has a guest with him. What's up, Douglas?
Hey, I have Dr. Melissa Wickham with me from Lott Middle School. How you doing today, Dr. Wickham?
I'm doing great. It's a great day to be a Wildcat.
Good deal. You're familiar with being in the championship game, huh?
Yes, sir. This is
Good.
a 3 repeat for Lott Middle School this year.
Okay. What is it that you're most proud about?
I am most proud that we are winning on and off the field, that we are winning academically and also in our athletic programs. We had our volleyball and our flag football. Both of them went to the semifinals, and then with our LOTC, they also placed first in their drill competition, and we're proud of our football players for making it to the championship game, and also our cheerleaders, they came in first in their competition last week. So we are proud because we are winning academically and on the field.
Good deal. My next question was going to be what makes it special, but you answered all of that in one question. So, do you have a side job of being a dancer with your glasses and your shirt?
Repeat that, I couldn't hear you.
Do you have a side job of dancing with your glasses and your shirt?
Oh, no, sir. I am just the one of the Centennial Lott Middle School, their biggest fan.
Okay. How's the academics at Lott Middle School?
Our academics, last year on our state testing, we had 155 students that leveled up or maintained their 4 status. So I am super proud of our students and our teachers for working very hard to ensure that our students are engaged each and every day.
All right. Thank you for coming down to the sideline with me.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right,
Let's
take it back.
go Wildcats.
Take it back to Corey and Al.
Thank you, Douglas. We appreciate it. A holding call against Lott that pushed him back 10 yards. So it's 1st and 20 from the 25. They pick up about 2 or 3 on the run right there. So it's still going to be 2nd and long here, about 17 coming up for the Wildcats.
Cameron Coleman coming up and making the stop for Phillips Prep, and that's a huge stop by that young man, as he is one of the leaders defensively and offensively for Phillips Prep, and it brings up a 2nd and close to 16 yards to go. And Phillips just wants to make sure they commit no penalties here on this drive, forcing a turnover on downs.
Handoff once again for the Wildcats as they run it right up the middle. Camden Valentina with the carry close to the original line of scrimmage. I think they're going to say he made it up to the 35. So here's my easy math, Corey. It's 3rd and 10 coming up for Lott.
Yeah, and that's a great tackle. Malachi Robbins comes from his outside backer position and leads the stop for Phillips. And 3rd and 10, Al, you know you got to be making sure that you're solid tackling in space, because really you know they're probably going to want to throw the football, so you don't want to get any pass interference called here on 3rd and 10.
Up the middle, the Wildcats with the run. Powell still pushing. I've yet to hear a whistle.
He's got enough.
This is the epitome of the tush push, Corey, with the Powell continuing behind Valentina.
Great job of continuing to churn the legs, and what you have to do is just find a way to hit the runner down low. And there is a flag on the play, so it'll be interesting to see if it's holding, and will that first down run be negated? It's going to be a sideline
warning now against Phillips. Phillips dressing out about 35 players today. They return 8 on offense.
Warning against the defense.
There's Mr. Duhan. I didn't think he was going to be talking to us today, Corey, so I didn't mean to interrupt him. But it is 1st down here for the Wildcats. Ball at the 47-yard line.
Momentum now for Lott coming off of a 3rd and 10, being able to convert, keeping the legs churning, and now being able to start to establish the running game. And that's a nice run by Valentina. 6'2", 8th grader, and a very nice-looking athlete coming out of Lott Middle School.
Ball at the 44-yard line. That was a 9-yard pickup right there by Valentina. Phillips coach Jonas Shinesy said they need to have no missed tackles. They got to wrap up and don't panic. He doesn't want his DBs panicking if they go over the top. But right now the defense definitely has to wrap up because Lott's on the move. Valentina with the ball as he gets over the 35 up to the 33. That's another Wildcats first down.
Cameron Franklin coming to make the stop there for Phillips on another great run. And anytime you're able to get to that 2nd and 3rd level, that's what's huge. And it does move the sticks. And this is a great drive, just running the football and trying to dominate at the line of scrimmage here by Lott Middle.
Both of these teams can be very run heavy at times. 1st and 10. Ball at the 33. Another handoff to Valentina. Look at him going behind that offensive line that averages 204 pounds for Lott.
And I will say this, when you have a huge offensive line up front, you just go ahead and you put it behind the big fellas up front. And you'll see one of the offensive linemen not even getting into a stance because of his athleticism. Doesn't have to get into a three-point stand. He's just standing at the line of scrimmage, ready to find and punish anything that's in front of him. And that being the left guard, number 69, not even getting into a stance. That's something that you don't see a lot of, folks.
Running out of this two-back set. Another handoff to Valentina. Up the middle he goes, but boy, he is met right there by Ben Stringfellow, who wraps him up, Corey, about a 2-yard gain.
Great stop by Stringfellow coming from his inside linebacker position. Number 30 in white wrapping up and doing a great job. This is the 8th play of this Lott Middle Wildcat drive, and they haven't been running a lot of Wildcat. They've just been running left and right out of this split back formation, getting great push at the line of scrimmage.
And the horn goes off after the snap of the play, picks up about 2 yards. That's going to wrap up our first quarter with Phillips on top 6-0. You're watching the MCPSS Small Division Championship game. Don't move. Phillips up by 6.
Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients, reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more, we prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
Third down and about 5 coming up here for the Wildcats. Ball on the 17-yard line of Phillips. Phillips on top 6-0. Al Weeden, Corley Bounty, Douglas July giving you the action here for the MCPSS Middle School Championship game. Small division between Lott and Phillips. Big third down right here, Corey.
Yeah, you go right behind Luke Chestang, and they're going to go ahead and be able to hand this ball off to Valentina. But I like the fact that you decide to run behind Big 69 between guard and center. And I mentioned Case Weaver, Luke Chestang, and Brayling Kalita, Gilding. Those are big offensive linemen for Lott. Gadita is going to be your left tackle. And they're just running to the left side now, and Phillips is going to have to make the adjustments defensively.
in the first ball game between Phillips and Lott. Phillips got up 24-0, and Lott had to mount a comeback. Coach Warren told me, he said, look, the score does not dictate. They whooped us that game. We just looked up and came back on the end. Direct snap right there to Weaver around the left side, and he is going to skirt in. I believe they say he stepped out at the 2, Corey.
QB power. QB power, and that's exactly what you want to see out of Weaver. Just being able to read his blocks down the field. Good job of holding out. You see he did step out right around the 1-yard line, and it will, or 2 is where they're going to officially spot the football. But I just like the fact that they have found this left side of the line, and that's really where they're attacking right now.
As you said, running behind Guadita and Luke Chastain, the left tackle and left guard, and continuing to stay in this 2-back set.
Yeah, I would too in this situation. Just QB power works as well. Nice.
That's going to be a 2-yard touchdown right there for Ethan Rodriguez, and Lott is on the board.
The 135-pound 8th grader, 5'7", knows how to get to the end zone, and with 7:07 here remaining, a nice probably 10 or 11 play drive there. 11 play, 65-yard drive put together, and 4 first downs strung together. 2-point conversions are huge.
We have whistles, maybe a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5 yards, replays the try.
And there's the call, so it's going to push Lott back 5 more yards. So you got to definitely call the right play right here, Corey.
Well, 2-point conversions are also huge because when we talk about not having a place kicker in middle school football on extra point attempts and kickoffs, you just have to bring out your best play. And now you're having to bring out your best play not at the 3-yard line, but at the 8-yard line.
Wide open and receiving the 2-point try pass is Ethan Rodriguez. So that is a 2-point conversion. That is correct. Pass from Coldren Weaver to Rodriguez. So the score now 8-6.
Well, Ethan Rodriguez is number 10, but he scored 8 points
he did,
on that drive. So kudos to him. And, again, we don't have kickoff, so the ball will automatically be spotted.
Let's check in with Douglas July once again. What's up, Douglas?
Hey, fellas. Look like this 2-point conversion may play a big play in this game. You know, middle schoolers don't kick that often. But those schools that kick, it could be a big benefit. But in this game, no one has a kicker. So this 2-point play could be big in the outcome of this game. Also, the running back for Lott got loose this past drive. Coach Hennessy at Phillips told me that he missing 2 defensive players just this week, just got hurt. So he got 2 people to fill in for this week.
You're right about that, Douglas. We appreciate that call. He told us on the sidelines Michael Kabogo is out, and he's missing another player as well. So you could definitely see it on the defense right there, especially on that series, Corey.
Marlon Gaines Jr. with the option, and we saw what he was able to accomplish on the last play. And it's interesting to see how momentum, when it shows up. Camden Valentina now playing both sides of the football, making a tackle for loss there, and that's a huge loss of almost 10 yards. Yeah. At least when he pitched the ball, they didn't fumble it, was able to secure a clean pitch on that play to Jesus Sanchez. Just great pursuit by Lott Middle.
They ate up Sanchez. That's going to be about a 14-yard loss. So it's going to set up about a 9-yard loss, 2nd and 19 coming up here for the Pirates.
You just have to roll the pocket here with your QB and let him be the playmaker and find number 1 or number 3 out of the backfield.
Gaines Jr. trying to hook up with Bickerstaff. And I believe that is an interception intended for Brylan Bickerstaff, but picked off by Lott, intercepted by Gunnar Shirley.
And that's a huge play by Gunnar. His nickname is Gunnar, and he pulled out all the artillery there defensively and was just able to literally, that is the true definition of a takeaway there by Mr. Gunner. And he wanted it a little bit more. He was on the inside, and he just felt that he could take that football away, and that's a huge takeaway for Lott Middle School. And, you know, Coach Warren talked about this being the most athletic team he has ever coached, wanting to blitz from everywhere. Your back-to-back small division champion shows why they have the heart of a champion.
Well, the Pirates got points off turnovers. Let's see if the Wildcats can get points off turnovers. 1st and 10 from their 48, continuing to run with a 9-yard pickup. Valentina on the move again for Lott.
Well, it was Ethan Rodriguez, and now you see Valentina get involved as well. But adjustments and injuries have played a huge role in both of these squads.
Injured player down for Phillips right now. We'll take an injury timeout, and we'll be back with more. You're watching the Small Division Championship on MCPSS TV.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose.
Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
Everett James, the safety for Phillips, was the injured player. I believe they're going to have to bring in Chris Ware possibly to replace him on our 2-deep depth chart. So James is going to step out. It's going to be 2nd and short coming up here. Ball's at the 43-yard line directly in front of us here at E.S. Grider Stadium.
Taking the same formation, having success here, just running over the left side. Now they're trying the right side on this drive.
Rodriguez picks up the first down. Corey, this is what you call if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep, Jesus Sanchez on the stop for Phillips, but not before having a 1 across the way on the box. And time continues to tick down. 5:20 remaining in the second quarter. 8-6 our score, as once again you have a veteran quarterback in Codrin Weaver with his brother snapping to the ball in the shotgun position. You won't see a bad snap.
Another handoff to Valentina. Had some pressure on him at the line of scrimmage as he gets inside of the 35. Once again, the big fella plowing ahead. Nice run right there from Valentina.
And that's something that you have to do once again. Jesus Sanchez, the inside or Mike linebacker, making the stop, getting to that second level, churning of the legs. You're going to have to tackle any Lott runner low. You're not going to be able to tackle them high because they're just too strong. So if you're going to gang tackle, you need to make sure that somebody gets to the bottom and gets to the feet of the runner.
2nd and 6 here for the Wildcats. In their last 3 opponents, they shut them out 78-8 and had 2 shutouts. And right now trying to get points off turnovers. There's the pile continuing to move. And they will have enough for the first down as they reach the 28-yard line.
And one of the things that you have seen is when the pile is there, it hasn't gone backwards.
No.
Every single time we've seen it continue to move forward. Now Lott, having run their 17th play of the game to Phillips' 7, and I know Phillips had that explosive run of 60 yards. It had their 6 points, but the defense, the longer they stay on the field with guys playing both ways, especially in 90-degree heat, it'll take its toll.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Ball at the 28. Another handoff to Valentina. Over the left side they go. as he pushes inside of the red zone, and the Wildcats on the move as their faithful fans are cheering him, who made the trip down from Citronelle.
Cameron Franklin from his defensive end position making that tackle for the Pirates. And once again, like I said, Al, just continuing to grind out the clock and just trying to wear Phillips out in the trenches in this extremely hot and humid mid-October day.
Yeah, very uncharacteristically warm. We're about 10 degrees warmer than we normally should be on an October 16th day. It is extremely warm, and unfortunately for us, Corey, we are facing the sun. MGM, one of the few stadiums where the home side faces the sun. Ethan Rodriguez running inside of the 10, almost picks up that first down. He's close to it. Let's see if they give it to him.
The 135-pound running back / linebacker. He's an 8th grader. We mentioned him scoring the last 2-yard touchdown along with the 2-point conversion reception. Continuing to churn away, just being a nose short.
They needed to get to the 8. The ball was on the 18, so he picked up 9 on the play. So it's 2nd and 1. And Lott, if they can punch this one in, it will be points off turnovers from that interception that they hauled in. Back to Valentina. Corey, look at him. The big fella down to the 1 or 2 for Lott.
Just great line of scrimmage domination right now. And Valentina didn't want to be denied the 6'2", 8th grader. Plays a little tight end, but you can put him also in at running back. 10, 3, and 8. Any of those combinations out of this split back formation, very dangerous for the Wildcats of Lott.
We've seen Lott in the spread one time. They haven't really shown the 4-back set, the diamond set, just going with this 2-back, and we have a flag. Here's Alan Duhan for you.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5 yards, first down.
This should be similar to the 2-point try. They got signal for a false start on that one, and they converted it, Corey.
And Mr. Duhan, one of our veteran officials, had the privilege of working South Alabama football games with him up in the press box at Hancock Whitney Stadium for the Jaguars. And
don't say it was a game the other night.
No, it was not the game the other night. But Mr. Duhan, one of the most respectable white hats that you'll find in our association here locally.
Valentina with the ball, and that's going to be a touchdown. 6-yard score for Camden Valentina.
Valentina looking like a ballerina in that situation, just dancing his way into the end zone. The 152-pound 8th grader. I don't think he's 152. I think he's put on some weight since then, but that was an 8-play, 57-yard drive.
And the 2-point try is good. Codron Weaver runs it in for the Wildcats, and they take the lead 16-6 over Phillips. Take a look at how these teams got here. Take a look at the Phillips schedule on how they made it to the championship game for Phillips and for Lott. Pretty much one loss right there, right to Lott. Corey, we said that they were on top of them 22-0, and Lott came back, but they defeated Covenant Academy, Clark Shaw. Their last 3 games, they had shutouts, and in their last 3, they shut out their opponents 64-0. And for Lott, as you see, they played Scarborough. They're in the large division. We talked about the relationship they have with Scarborough and Coach Frazier, and they play each other during the summer. The coaches have lunch together, and in their last 3 games, they outscored their opponents 78-8 and had 2 shutouts. So both of these teams well equipped for this ball game. But another surprising stat that Coach Shinesty told me, Phillips, under his realm, have never been over 500, Corey, in 9 years. So they are very excited. This is a magical run, as they're calling it, for the Pirates. And we have a flag on the play for them to make it to the championship game. He said, this is unreal. I've been waiting on this team, and we finally got it together.
Yeah, Coach Shinesty spending 13 years at Phillips Prep, 9 years now as a situation to be coaching PE, and he's now the athletic director and taking over for, as I mentioned earlier, Calvin Turnipseed. And you have Robert Blake and himself running the offense and defense, and just a great team. You talk about the 34, 35-year history of Phillips Preparatory School, and this being the first, it's kind of remarkable, and it's one that will be historic for the school no matter the outcome.
Offsides called against Lott, so that gives Phillips 5 free yards. Now 1st and 5 here for the Pirates. If you notice, very similar outfit to the Fairhope Pirates. There's Marlon Gaines Jr. bouncing off the Wildcats. There's the can opener drill, Corey, but the ball goes out of bounds. Codron Weaver was trying to rip it out of the other quarterback's hands, Marlon Gaines Jr.
Yeah, you talk about Weaver, and Weaver coming up playing quarterback and also having a chance to play linebacker. So I talked about in middle school, you see guys playing both ways,
Right.
Iron Men, true Iron Men. And you got to value and protect that football. As time continues to run down here right before halftime, 40 seconds, we'll see if Phillips decides to run it out or call timeout. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they go to the half just happy being down 16-6, trying to find one more explosive play before the half, though.
That was a 1-yard pickup right there by Gaines Jr. in the pistol formation. Going over the top, and they hook up with Shedrick Taylor as he gets inside of the 40-yard line. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Let's see if Coach Shinesty calls a timeout here.
Yeah, you have to call a timeout to stop the clock.
And there's the timeout called by the Pirates. Ball at the 39-yard line, something that the Wildcats told us they do not want to be scored on over the top. But right there, Marlon Gaines Jr. connects with his number 1 receiver, Shedrick Taylor. We'll have a quick interview right here with Douglas July. Take it down to the sidelines. Douglas, who do you have with you?
I have Miss Johnny Williams with me, the principal of Phillips Prep. Miss Williams, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Are you excited about your team being in the championship?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm very excited.
So tell us, what are you most proud about for Phillips Preparatory?
Well, in this very moment, I'm very proud to have a group of young men who are on that field who have worked so hard to improve themselves all season long are here for the championship. And I guess the second thing I'm most proud about are our students, our student body. We are a school of choice. So our students choose to come to Phillips Preparatory. And that means a lot for my faculty and staff, and of course for the tradition of excellence that we have. So yeah.
Yes, okay. So how are your academics at Phillips Prep?
Academic-wise, well, we are twice named as a National Blue Ribbon School. We are an Alabama International Baccalaureate School. We are also in the top 10 for the Alabama schools for U.S. News and World Report. And so consistently we score an A on our report card for Alabama. And so we not just have that excellence, but the character and the perseverance that go behind it. And so we do an excellent job in the books, academics, and character. So.
You mentioned perseverance. I noticed you guys won the volleyball championship. Do you think the boys can persevere to win this game?
Absolutely. Yes, we are geared and ready for this win. Yes, I learned I'm supposed to say I'm going for the W.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Douglas. We appreciate that. Going over the top, Marlon Gaines Jr. just past the outstretched hands of Zach McClain, Corey. I think McClain could have caught that one and took it in to score 6.
Well, if you get the one-on-one coverage on the outside here with 12 seconds remaining, looking at 2nd and 10, you still have plenty of opportunities to take your shots, especially with the amount of 2 timeouts remaining. An incomplete pass stops the clock anyway, Al, but any wide receiver that you see one-on-one coverage with, all you have to do is just put it in the vicinity as a quarterback, and your wide receivers will do the rest.
2nd and 10, the line of gain is the 29. Phillips looking to score, and it's going to be sacked. I think that's going to do it. It'll take Lott to halftime. Big sack right there, I believe, Josh Sullivan, and they're going to call a quick timeout with 6 seconds remaining. Sullivan got in there and just ate up Marlon Gaines Jr.
Yeah, when you don't give the quarterback time to step up into the pocket, Joshua Sullivan, number 66 in black, 240 pounds, and you don't want 240 pounds to land on top of you too many times. But here, coming up with a long 3rd and close to 17 yards to go, still, this should be the last play of the half. And you just have to give him enough time to step up into the pocket, Gaines Jr., if he's able to step up into the pocket at all and throw it as far as he can, the wide receiver, give your wide receiver an opportunity to run up under the football instead.
Lott coach Jacob Warren in his 4th season at Lott, the defending small division champions. They've won back-to-back, so, Cora, we've been able to call their games the past 2 years. As a matter of fact, they played Alba in both ball games and defeated the Sharks both times, so they're looking for the three-peat today. All right, let's see here. As you said, about 3rd and 17 coming up here for the Pirates. Trip receivers, is that offsides or is it a false start? I think that's offside.
That's nice hard count there by Gaines.
Prior
And
to
they
the snap.
Great job.
Encroachment. Defense. It's 5 yards. 3rd down.
And those 5 yards could make a difference. Gets it up to the 41-yard line for the Pirates.
4th penalty of the half called against Lott Middle, and Coach not happy with that one.
No.
At all. Coach Warren, again, a 41-yard touchdown heave, Hail Mary coming up here before we end the half.
Trip receivers to the near side here, one at the top. You expect Marlon Gaines Jr. to air it out. Pressure on him, and he's eaten up by the Wildcats just like they ate up this first half. Points off turnovers, 16-6 is our score. A very exciting first half, Corey.
You had points off turnovers early, which gave Phillips the lead. You saw a drop touchdown. They were able to shake that off and be able to come back and have the explosive run of Gaines. And then the 2-point conversions come into play. And because of the 2-point conversions that have been attempted and converted by Lott, they have the 16-6 lead here in this small division championship game.
Absolutely. Got some numbers there from Matt Moore, our statistician. 12 plays, 38 yards for Phillips. And for Lott on 22 plays, 140 total yards. You can see the difference as Lott pretty much just eating up time and keeping that ball to Valentina and also to our buddy Rodriguez.
You have Rodriguez, who scored that touchdown and 2-point conversion, and then you saw Weaver being able to get things done from his quarterback position. But more importantly, they didn't put the ball on the turf after that first quarter turnover that led to the 6 points of Phillips, and that's going to be huge throughout the rest of this contest. You mentioned the first time around being up 3 scores in the first game. We know that Phillips is capable of striking back and striking back quickly. So another great half of football to determine who's going to win the small division championship coming up.
Make sure you stick with us. We'll take a quick break and come back and show you a video about LOTC. It's right here with MCPSS. You're watching the small division championship.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
Hey, Mobile County parents, it's time to launch your little learner into success with the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. If your child turns 4 years old on or before September 1st, they qualify for this incredible opportunity. Online registration begins January 15th, so don't miss out. Visit MCPSS.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening and selection information. The MCPSS First Class Pre-K program, where big dreams start small. Looking for unforgettable food and flawless service for your next event? Woodyard Catering is Mobile's top choice for personal chefs and customized catering. From weddings and baby showers to funerals and private dinners, we bring delicious, handcrafted dishes made with the freshest ingredients. Reliable, friendly, full of flavor. Whatever the occasion, we serve it with care. Call Woodyard Catering today, because every event deserves a taste of excellence. At Genuine Bling, discover stunning fashion jewelry that turns heads for just $5. That's right, $5. From bold statement pieces to everyday sparkle, we've got the bling. So why wait? Treat yourself, your friends, or your entire wardrobe. Fashion fun for just $5. And don't miss the Bling Live. Join Charmaine Watson on Facebook, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. for exclusive pieces, styles tips, and surprise deals. Genuine Bling, where fashion only costs $5.
Hello, my name is Andy Bennett. I am the owner and president of Interactive Learning and the co-creator of the Chisel 365 Leadership Curriculum and Technology. For the last 20 years, I've been working in the schools and with our nation's JROTC programs. I was asked to give a real quick interview and answer a few questions about our Chisel 365 curriculum. So, first question was, why did we see a need for this program? Kind of back to the name here, character, health and fitness, interactive, service, and leadership. That's what we were trying to deliver. We found that high school was too late. It was too late to wait for high school to get these students in this program that could change the course of their life, give them identity, give them a hope for a bright future. So we needed to create that earlier on and catch those kids, get them with healthy habits and communicating better, just becoming better citizens and better leaders.
Detachment, attention. The Cadet Creed.
The Cadet Creed. I am Leadership and Character Development Corps Cadet.
The way it works, where it's supposed to work, is a program we invite the middle kids to come in and to be a part of the program. Because we figure like this, you know, a lot of the middle school kids comes in and they either join band or they go to PE because they want to be athletes. But you still have those kids who don't want to be in band and they know there's not going to be athletes. So we recruit those kids so we can put them in the leadership program because we know leadership is something that they can use for the rest of their lives. And those kids that we bring in who are non-athletes are the ones who stay in the program all the way through. You know, even though in the 7th grade they can become athletes, a lot of them come back once their season is over. So the great thing is that we capture them, we teach them how to team build, we have fun activities for them, and they want to stay.
Well, the first thing it does, it offers them a place in the school. It is a program built for any and every student. Every student can find their place in LOTC. Every student will evolve into something greater. They do this program. It brings good out of them, brings the confidence out of them, skills out of them. It's a program that's built for all students.
When I was in the program, I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was just another fun program to be in, but the longer I stood in it, I really realized how much it highlighted leadership skills, and that really made me want to stay.
So in life, it made me reach out to more people. It made me connect with others that I wouldn't normally talk to. It made me build relationships with instructors, and they have helped me throughout school.
I could not see any reason that you would not have an LOTC in every middle school. If you have football, if you have band, if you have the arts, why would you not offer this leadership program in alignment with those other groups? When you search for leadership programs, we've looked high and low. There's not a lot out there for something that I have seen with the return on investment. I don't know what it even costs to start up an LOTC program because we've always had it, but I know that we wouldn't do without it. And just recently we're looking at budget cuts and no one's looking to cut out LOTC, but it's the foundation of our culture. And we have a culture of high expectations where young men are developed into real world leaders. And that's what LOTC has provided for us.
It really helps kiddos with just leadership opportunities. We are also an international baccalaureate school, and so we use that as what we call a design course. And so kiddos learn a lot of different qualities and within the program, you know, in terms of leadership and how they can become better people, better citizens. And so all our 6th grade students take LOTC. 7th grade is an elective and 8th grade is an elective as well.
This program absolutely works. It absolutely works. We started off, like I said, with one when I got here. They put 3 more in once I got here, and now we're up to 15. And more schools all over Texas. We got 20 programs in Fort Worth. We got 29 in Dallas. We got 15 up in Houston. We got another 5 on the outskirts of San Antonio. So we got about 85 programs in Texas alone. Absolutely, it works. As the rate is growing, we'll be bigger than JRTC in the next 5 years.
Wrapping up halftime here between Lott and Phillips Prep. Let's take it down to the sidelines, check in with Douglas July. He has the Lott head coach, Jacob Warren, with him.
Yes, I have Coach Warren here. Coach Warren, you're 16 minutes away from a championship. What do you have to do to maintain what's happening right now?
They have several really good athletes, and we're trying to keep control of those athletes at the moment, which we've done okay with, but we've seen they've let them get loose a couple times also. If we can keep throttling the ball down the field and keep doing the right things, the little things is what's going to count in this second quarter. And it's really a grudge match. The second half, it's going to be an all-out battle, and we're just going to have to find our heart. And if we can find our heart to keep punching the ball down the field and do the little things right on defense, going in the right gap control, and staying with these guys in pass coverage, I think we'll be successful.
What adjustments you think you need to make for this half?
At the moment, I think we're going to adjust a little bit of our blocking assignments, the way we've got it schemed out, just to go ahead and seal up some holes on offense and make sure that we can get those punched. Defensively, I'm probably going to have to put a little bit more coverage on number 1, especially if he keeps throttling the way he is. Number 4, we're trying to do our best to keep him contained. I'm probably going to bring an inside backer and try to go ahead and punch him to the outside so that we can run him into a little fly trap.
Okay, Coach. Best wishes to you the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas. We appreciate that. We'll try to get up first half stats here if we can between these next 1 or 2 plays. First play of the third quarter for Lott. They pretty much kept it on the ground, Corey, and they're going to do it again. Ethan Rodriguez with the carry as he's picking up about 6 or 7.
Well, you have a huge and massive offensive line that you're able to run behind, whether it's on the right side of the line or the left side of the line here for the Wildcats. And they found a lot of success here in the second quarter doing so. They opened up in the spread, wanted to throw the football around, but Coach Warren said, look, I'm just going to go with what got me here to the championship game and just go to his strength. And that's going to be 3, 8, and 10 all in the backfield.
Ball on the 42-yard line. Second and about 4 here coming up for the Wildcats. Look at that fumble on the handoff. Valentina with concentration, but that delay, he only picks up 1 yard.
Cameron Coleman coming away with the stop, but you look at the bobbled handoff, and it could have been disastrous. Could have been the second turnover for Lott, and instead he still was able to control it and fall forward, creating a 3rd and 2. So dominating the line of scrimmage right here, trench warfare on money down is what's going to be big time for Lott, and Phillips trying to get a stop.
3rd and 2 here for the Wildcats. Hand off to Rodriguez over the right side through the C gap, and that's going to be a first down as he gets up to about the 48-yard line right in front of us here.
Stringfellow had him strung out in the backfield, but tried to go high and was not able to come away with the tackle. It does move the sticks and gets Lott middle, another first down. You see the pressure, but when you're able to get into the backfield, again, you're not going to be able to tackle a single one of these Lott offensive players up high.
You said it in the first half, Corey. You got to get low to wrap them up to get them down. Tackling them high is not going to do it. They have too much upper body strength for the size of the Phillips defensive player. So it's first down, ball at the 48-yard line of Lott. Continuing to run out of this 2-back set. This time they go to Valentina as he crosses the midfield stripe into plus territory, and walking in front of us are the Scarborough Knights. They are dressed out, getting ready for their ball game coming up against Causey in the large division.
Ought to be another barn burner, as we saw an overtime small division championship 1 year ago, won by these Lott Middle Wildcats. And, again, expect nothing less than outstanding football played in championship
And
games.
speaking of that game last year, got to give a big shout-out to Alba Sharks head coach Jacob Whitehead. He's at the game, and he's watching us online. Corey said we're doing a pretty good job, so we appreciate that, Coach Whitehead. And also him and Coach Warren from Lott are pretty close, so I like that the other middle school coaches coming out to support their friends and colleagues. Weaver on the run on the outside the numbers. Weaver into the red zone, still on his feet. Weaver's going to hit pay dirt for the Lott Wildcats, but wait a minute, Alan Duhan pointing to a flag.
Well, I will say this. You look at Ethan Rodriguez, folks, number 10, when we look at this replay, that's exactly what you teach your wide receivers and your teammates, blocking 15 and 20 yards down the field for his teammate. Unfortunately, we'll have a little dirty laundry that will bring a great touchdown back.
5 men in the backfield. Offense. 5 yards, second down.
So a procedure penalty on the formation called against Lott.
Watch 10, folks. 10 in black, blocking down the field. You see him make that contact, and then the rest was all by the quarterback being able to keep himself upright. And you are right at midfield after this penalty, and that's something that maybe the 5th penalty of the contest called against Lott. So that's something that I know Coach is not going to be happy about. But nonetheless, this split set backfield has given Phillips problems, and the yards after contact have been huge.
2nd and 8 here. And we have a stoppage. We have a flag.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5 yards, second down.
Now, Corey, I was looking at the offensive line. I didn't necessarily see any movement. I don't know if it's because Luke Chastain is standing upright.
No, he's been standing upright the entire game, so that's
odd.
nothing new. That's something I pointed out in the first half in regards to him not being in a three-point stance.
Someone must have moved then. That pushes them back to the 45. Another penalty back-to-back against the Wildcats. I know that's going to burn up Coach Warren right there.
But being able to capitalize. Let's see if they're able to get 7 of these yards back. If you're able to cross midfield and get the ball to the 45, rushing the football, they break containment. Phillips has to make sure they don't allow them to get to the perimeter.
Weaver with the carry. Gets outside the numbers and steps out just in front of the first down marker. Coach Calvin Turnipseed is just irate on the other side for the Phillips sideline.
And that's exactly what I just talked about, Al. You have to have containment.
Yeah.
Once they break the perimeter to the outside, it's just like in the touchdown run that was called back. It's just a QB power bouncing to the outside instead of in between guard and tackle. And because you don't have any containment there on the right side of the end and the corner, your wide receivers do a phenomenal job blocking down the field. You're able to make back all that yardage that you lost on 2 costly penalties.
1st and 10 here for the Wildcats on the plus side of the field. 42-yard line of Phillips. 4:45. Phillips has not touched the ball yet. Lott pretty much eating up about half of the third quarter. Boy, Valentina just runs into the Pirates. He's going to take a 2-yard loss right there.
Jamon Buford, a great tackle for loss there for the Phillips Pirates. And he comes up and makes a tremendous stop, and it is going to be now 2nd and 12. They were just able to convert on their last long series that was down in distance-wise. And, again, if you hold containment, the Pirates defense must do that. And I know that's something their head coach, who is also the defensive coordinator, Coach Jonas Shinesy, is talking about.
2nd and 12 here for the Wildcats. Weaver talking to Valentina. Handoff to Rodriguez, following right behind Valentina, outside the numbers. Ethan Rodriguez, one got to beat, cuts it back inside. It's a touchdown, no flags on the play. 42-yard score for the Wildcats.
Great job of the offensive line creating that type of space. And what you start to do is see this ground and pound as he hits the hole explosively, and then you see the tremendous burst by number 10, scoring his second rushing touchdown of the contest. And he stepped out right around the 15-yard line, so they'll go ahead and bring that one back. Instead of giving him 6, he'll step out right around in the red zone area, but right around the 10 or 11.
So a timeout called by Phillips. We'll take a quick break as well and come back and bring you more action. 3:26 remaining here in the third quarter. Lott on the move.
Do you have a student who would benefit from a more flexible learning schedule? The MCPSS Academy of Virtual Learning was created for you. It's reimagining education for independent, motivated, responsible learners in grades 6 through 12. Students can take regular, honors, AP, or dual enrollment courses all at their own pace. And virtual learning doesn't mean isolation. Our teachers know their students and frequently work with them one-on-one. Are you ready to learn your way? Visit our website, mcpssvirtuallearning.com.
Take a look at the replay. Everyone has a job to do. We're the broadcasters, so apparently the referees are on it. There's the step out right there, Corey. Great job with the guys in the truck on the replay.
Yeah, right around the 13 or 14-yard line. Outstanding camera angles and camera shots by our wonderful MCPSS crew.
And a good call by the crew to catch that as well.
And more
the
importantly,
officiating crew.
Not by our cameras, but by those eyeballs that are on the field in stripes. And Mr. Duhan's crew does a phenomenal job picking that up. And now you're at a 1st and 10 for the Lott Wildcats. And you have 10 and 3. 10 has really been the bell cow here. You would love to see him be able to capitalize on this drive.
Ethan Rodriguez already has a touchdown and a 2-point try conversion as well. Wildcats can pick up a first down if they get it to the 2. Boy, look at that hole, Curly Bounty. You could have ran through that. My goodness. Camden Valentina down to the 4.
Phenomenal job by the left side of this offensive line. And when you start opening up holes like that, it's going to spell trouble as, again, Gudita from his left guard and left tackle position, along with Luke Chastain and Case Weaver, just caving in on that left side of the offensive line, dominating the right side of Phillips' defensive line.
2nd and 2. Back to Valentina, and he's down at the 1. They do pick up the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal here coming up for the Wildcats.
Able to continue to tick down the clock, almost a 5-minute drive here by Lott Middle. Again, Phillips not even touching the ball here so far in the third quarter. So ground and pound has really worked out here for Lott.
2:30 left. Direct snap to Weaver. He's just going to walk in as he looks back. 1-yard score for Caudron Weaver. And the route is on by Lott.
And Weaver receiving the Wildcat snap from his brother Case Weaver. And, again, when you don't come up and make the stop or have containment, that ended in a 10-play, 75-yard drive.
Wow.
6 more for Lott.
2-point try here for the Wildcats. Direct snap to Weaver, and he's just going to dance right on in. Increases our score 22-6. As I said, the route might be on.
Do you feel alone, overwhelmed, or helpless?
There's hope. There's hope. Call or text 988.
You don't have to face your crisis alone. If you need a safe space to talk with a trusted adult for support, reach out to your school counselor.
Do you need help to make it through everyday struggles? Do you need someone to talk to?
Call or text 988. Your social emotional wellness is worth it.
Remember, there's hope, there's help.
Here's a look at those officials working today. Alan Duhan, Christopher Benton, TJ Roberts, Otis Mays, and Aaron Tillman. Probably the only difference, Corey, they're short about maybe 2 guys or girls on the crew because this is middle school, so they don't need a full crew like high school, but doing a great job today. Shout out to our officials.
32 plays to 12. That is the difference here in this contest. 32 plays run for Lott Middle, grounding and pounding only 12. This will be number 13 and the first offensive possession of the second half here for the Phillips Preparatory Pirates.
And it looks like about 5:18 probably used on that drive. Only 2:22 remaining here in the third quarter. And this is Phillips' first time touching the ball. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Toss it out to Cameron Coleman. And the Wildcats just waiting on him. That's a tackle for loss. He loses about 3 on the play.
Jacoby Pierce and Nathan Gunner on the stop there, and that's huge when you start having a toss sweep for loss.
Check in with Douglas July on the sideline. What's going on, Douglas?
Not much. I'm just noticing that there are quite a few guys that are playing both ways for this humidity and this heat. I'm thoroughly impressed with number 3 for Lott and number 2 for Phillips. But I asked Coach Warren earlier about the black jerseys because, you know, at our age, we don't want to wear black outside in the sun. He told me the guys love to be blacked out, and it's showing right now.
Appreciate that, Douglas. I understand they're wearing that black today. Corey, don't be surprised if MGM wears their black tomorrow night. When I walked in, Zach Golson was talking to the crew. We know they had the Carolina blue on when we were here against Foley, but don't be surprised if they put on the black tomorrow night when the Vikings play the Hornets. 2nd down and about 13 coming up here for Phillips. As I said, their first possession of the second half. Pressure on Marlon Gaines Jr. He is sacked right there at the 25.
And that's a tremendous sack on the play. Joshua Sullivan coming up and making that huge tackle from his left defensive tackle position. And when you look at what July talked about, guys playing both ways, we'll see the same thing in the large division championship upcoming next. So make sure you tune in next for the large middle school division championship coming your way immediately following this contest.
He's talking about Camden Valentina. He's running it on the offensive side, playing defensive end, and Jack linebacker for the Wildcats on that right jack position. Third and long here for the Pirates.
One-on-one coverage, Al. You just have to make a completion here to move the sticks.
And looks like Valentina jumped off sides. He's trying to get in there to get another sack.
Well, as we're
prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
As we're getting ready to end this quarter, Al, with 10 seconds remaining, and this being the first Phillips possession, I will say that you just have to know what happened in the first time these two teams met each other. Lott was trying to fight off a scrappy Phillips team. Came away with the win, but not before Phillips fought back.
At the end of 3 hour score, 24-6. We'll be back with one more quarter to determine a champion. Will Lott three-peat or will Phillips pull off the upset? Stick around. We're about to find out.
Your experience is valuable, and now it pays. Have you taught at a private school, another district, or even retired from teaching? Mobile County Public Schools is now offering higher pay for your previous experience. That means you can step into the classroom at a higher pay level because your experience matters. Don't let your hard work go unrecognized. Apply today and start earning what you've worked for. Visit mcpss.com/job opportunities for more information.
Hey, Mobile County parents, it's time to launch your little learner into success with the Mobile County Public Schools First Class Pre-K program. If your child turns 4 years old on or before September 1st, they qualify for this incredible opportunity. Online registration begins January 15th, so don't miss out. Visit MCPSS.com for more information and a complete listing of pre-K sites, screening and selection information. The MCPSS First Class Pre-K program, where big dreams start small.
We welcome you back to E.S. Grider Memorial Stadium. Al Wheaton, Corley Bounty on the sidelines. Douglas July. We've wrapped up 3 quarters of play. It's 3rd and 15 for the Pirates in this small division championship. Going over the top, as you said, Corey, and they draw the flag for Lott. That's possibly going to be some PI.
14 plays for 28 yards for Phillips in the second half. 32 total plays for 250 16 yards for Lott Middle. So you can see the discrepancy. The opening drive for Phillips didn't lead to any points, but the points off of turnovers after the takeaway is all we've seen so far.
And there's the PI call right there against Lott.
First down.
First down for Phillips coming up.
And if you had to find one area to where Lott had to improve in this game, it was in the penalties, because they have so far committed 8 penalties for 55 yards, even though they lead 24-6, on the brink here in the fourth quarter of doing something I haven't seen ever that I can recall. Somebody else who watched may be able to do 3 consecutive football championships. I know when I was in middle school, I saw people go back-to-back, but I can never recall any school in any division having a three-peat.
3 in a row. First and 10 from the 45, so the Wildcats bail out the Pirates. Pressure on Marlon Gaines Jr. He escapes. Wanted to step into that throw, didn't have a receiver. Runs into Bickerstaff, his own blocker, and I believe he picked up the first down. He's down to the 44, Corey.
He did stiff arm his own teammate, getting out of his way, and we do have a Wildcat that is down, being tended to on the far sidelines. Looks like one of the big fellas that is face down.
Can't really see his number. He is literally
maybe
face down. It's either, I'm thinking 66 or 69, so we'll take an injury timeout while they check out the young man. We'll be right back.
As a student in the Mobile County Public Schools, there are a few things I've come to expect. One is a quality education, and the other is a quality lunch. Not only are our school meals well-balanced, meeting all federal nutritional standards, but they also have less fat, fewer calories, and they taste really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention, our school lunches contain whole wheat, grains, fruits, and vegetables to give me the energy and brain power to get me through the day.
I believe my child's school is probably one of the best ones I could have picked in Mobile. She's in the PACE program. The teachers are phenomenal. The principal, couldn't ask for a better principal. The research that I had done myself, I believe the quality of education in Mobile County Public School System is excellent. For me and my child, I'm going to stick with the public school system. I think it's the way to go.
Josh Sullivan, the hurt Wildcat, he's able to come off the field on his own power after that first down run right there by Marlon Gaines Jr. Keeps this drive alive for the Pirates. Corey, ironically, our score 24-6. Lott has pretty much hit their average. They average 22 points a game and only give up 6.2 on defense. So they're pretty much playing the ball game the way they normally do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You want to see ground and pound and ball security and control. And they gave up that one early fumble that led to 6 points after Phillips got their second offensive possession. But since then, they have just really dug in defensively and have been able to dial up whatever they want to, blitzing constantly and blitzing from everywhere and really having their way in the trenches.
Ball is at the 44-yard line on the plus side. Taylor goes into motion for the Pirates. They fake the screen. Marlon Gaines Jr. takes off, but Ethan Rodriguez tackles him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Nice stop by Isaiah Anderson. And like you mentioned, having a tag team effort by Ethan Rodriguez. And 2nd and 10 with the clock steady running down here, 7:20. And Lott leading with the ball being right at the Wildcats' 44-yard line. You have to mention the fact that anytime you're able to put together a three-peat possibly, that means that those 8th graders who have moved on and the 7th graders who are now 9th graders are stepping into their feeder program in Central and literally locking the gates.
And that's something that is really huge up there in Central. You talked about it all the time. Locking the gates, surrounding their area, keeping their players at home. And I think that's going to be a false start called against the Pirates. Jesus Sanchez came out of his formation.
Well, again,
prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, second down.
Well, actually offsides against Lott. Another free 5, and the penalties continuing to add up for the Wildcats.
36 years of Sidney Phillips Preparatory Middle School existing, and this is the first time in 36 years of the preparatory school's existence that they are playing for a championship game. So, you know, kudos to the great job that they've had so far this season and continuing to scratch and claw in this championship game.
2nd and 10 from the 36. Fake the handoff. Marlon Gaines Jr. on the outside. And, boy, there's no edge. It collapses quickly as he just slides for maybe a 1-yard pickup. I'm sorry, not a 1-yard pickup, a 4-yard loss. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Pirates.
Yeah, Gunnar Shirley and Ethan Rodriguez, 5 and 10, making sure that they had great containment. And on 3rd and 9 yards to go, you know, in your playbook, you have the clock that's still running with 5:50 remaining. So what you want to try to do here is try to find pass protection and go over the top in that one-on-one coverage. Give your big wide receivers 3 or 10, or 1 rather, an opportunity to make a play.
The line to gain is the 34 of Lott. As you like to call it during our high school games, it is money down here for Phillips. Marlon Gaines Jr. rolling to his left. No one to throw it to. We have a flag in the backfield in the area of holding. There's another flag, late hit, as they hit Marlon Gaines Jr. out of bounds.
That's going to be Weaver that's going to hit him late. And Codron Weaver, he laid the lumber, but it will be a holding penalty called against Phillips. And then you'll turn around and have a personal foul called against Lott. And we'll see here how they'll go ahead and assess it by Mr. Duhan getting ready to let us know how they're going to mark it off and the penalties that were seen by the stripes on the field. And
we know that holding penalty should be a spot foul.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. After the play, dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. So 15 yards. 3rd down.
So it's not an automatic first down or the take of the 3rd down. So when they wash it out, Corey, out the rinse, the ball is going to be placed on the 38-yard line. So this will be, what, 3rd and about, we'll call it 5 yards to go for the Pirates.
It's a gain for the Pirates because of the +5 on the personal foul, the late hit out of bounds. And you'll take that.
3rd and 4 coming up, Corey, not 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4.
You'll take all the yards that you can get if you're Phillips at this point in time with 5:14 remaining and the clock stopped. You see how they wanted to roll that pocket. But, again, the playmakers on the field in white are 1 and 3, and you want to find a way to see Gaines roll that pocket and find his playmaker or use his feet the way he did on that explosive 60-yard run.
Coleman and Sanchez in the backfield. Taylor in motion. Marlon Gaines Jr. rolling out. Thought he was going to throw it to Bickerstaff, and he's just pushed down by Lott right at the line of scrimmage. No correction. That's another loss on the play, so that'll bring up 4th and long. I didn't really see what was happening.
He didn't have a block. 21 needed to get out in front of him. Sanchez was not able to do so, and he's just tired at this point in time. Gaines Jr. has played the entire game, and because of it, he took a high lick, and it didn't have to be a low lick for him to be pushed down. The clock stays running here with 4:30 remaining here in the 4th quarter of this small division championship game.
Phillips going for it. Corey, if I recollect, I believe this is the first time we have a team going for it, but we've only marched off 1 4th down today during this ball game. So it's all or nothing right here for the Pirates. They need to pick up the 1st down, and they will not be successful as Marlon Gaines Jr. runs into a house of Wildcats.
Yeah, Luke Chastain being on the attack in black, and it is the black jersey attack here by the Wildcats as they are scratching and clawing ever so close to winning a three-peat, their third consecutive middle school championship. And Jacob Warren, you think about being here only 4 years, having 3 middle school championships in 4 years. Credit John Guthrie and Quentin Sledge, run game and pass game coordinator as well for Lott Middle, doing a tremendous job offensively, making the adjustments after that first drive that didn't equate very well for the Wildcats.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line of Lott. Pretty much ball in control for them, 24-6 our score. All they have to do is literally pick up a couple of first downs and salt away the game as they hand it off to Ethan Rodriguez. You got to watch out for that can opener drill. Phillips may be trying to rip it out. He picks up about 4 or 5 on the carry up to the 46.
Fatigue starting to set in for Phillips as you start to see their players, Cameron Coleman, being on the field, having to play both ways. You may have to call a timeout here if you're the Pirates to stop the clock and just erase any momentum, because there's 3:40. And if you get a stop here on this second down, you definitely want to call a timeout to stop the clock to preserve as much time as possible, because you're not going to get an onside kick, because that does not exist in middle school football.
Ball at the 45-yard line. They're going to credit Rodriguez with about 4 yards on the carry for Lott, picking up the first down as they bring in Jacoby Pierce, his first time running the ball today, our first time calling his name. Corey, as I look back at my notes here and I chart the time of possession that Lott had in the third quarter as they pulled off that drive and that score, Phillips only ran 2 plays to end the third quarter, and they resumed in the fourth, and they just gave it up. So technically, they've only had the ball 1 time in the second half.
Yeah, and at the time of possession here, by allowing them to get that first down, you'll have to call 3 timeouts in a row here. If they pick up another first down, it's just pretty much game over.
Valentina with the carry. We've been seeing this all day. Camden Valentina, Ethan Rodriguez, Codrin Weaver. I think Coach Warren saw something, and also John Guthrie, the run coordinator on offense, they saw something. They said, you know what, we're going to stick with it. We can just overpower this team today.
Well, you have, again, in the backfield, Codrin Weaver, the 8th grade quarterback. Then you have Ethan Rodriguez, the 8th grade running back. And then you turn around after you have also Camden Valentina. That is just a 3-headed monster.
Right.
That is just too tough to deal with. And under 2 minutes remaining here for Lott taking care of business. And
you can hear the Wildcats fans already cheering. They can taste victory within grasp right here. Low snap. Rodriguez just picks it up off the ground. Johnny on the spot makes something out of nothing as he plows ahead. Rodriguez with another first down for Lott.
Staying upright, too, and that just goes to show the strength. And it has just been a situation, 15, make that 16 first downs for Lott Middle, and only 2 first downs for Phillips Preparatory. 15 or 16 to 2 from a first down standpoint explains the time of possession advantage as well.
Ball being spotted at the 24-yard line, in the clock within 60 seconds, and Lott pretty much knowing they have victory within grasp here to pick up not 1, not 2, but their 3rd consecutive small division title for the Mobile County Public School System.
And I want to give kudos to Calvin Chris, God rest his soul, the former athletic director here in the MCPSS. When we started having a lot of these middle school championship games at different sites, I know, Mr. Chris was very influential in some of the changes that are now being implemented by Brad Lowell, our new MCPSS athletic director. But 36 plays for over 248 yards.
By the offense. 10 yards, repeat first down.
And only 19 plays for 18 yards. 19 plays for 18 yards. Kudos to this great defense that's being led by their head coach and defensive coordinator, Jacob Warren.
Jacob Warren doing a fine job on that run by Pierce. The hole's going to push it back, but we're under 30 seconds here and the Lott faithful can taste it. They're excited. Citronelle's going to have another title headed up Highway 45, Corey.
A great crowd. They brought their middle school band.
Sure did.
As well, and in the victory formation, they're about to go, as this will be the last play of this championship game.
Weaver takes a knee, and the three-peat is done. Corey, we have witnessed it and called history. Back-to-back-to-back titles for the Rosa Lott Wildcats. Congratulations to the Wildcats winning another small division football title.
That water cooler gets dropped before being dumped on the coach, but he'll take all of that in that situation, and well-deserved. It's hard to win one.
Yes.
It's almost impossible to win two, but it's definitely a dream to win three.
Absolutely, and the dream has come true here for the Lott Wildcats right in front of your eyes, picking up another small division championship. Coach Warren, pretty much you can say putting together a dynasty up there in Citronelle, winning back-to-back-to-back titles in the small division. Quite an accomplishment. And Corey, I can't think of another feat maybe beside like the Dirty Dozen, McGill Tool and Yellow Jackets volleyball, Bayside Academy volleyball. Not many teams around here winning 3 titles in a row.
No, you don't see it happen in any sport too often, but congratulations to Lott Middle, the Wildcats, three-peating, and their only loss this season, as they will finish their season 7-1, will be to Scarborough, who will be playing next in the large middle school championship. So anytime you take a loss, at least you know your loss is to a team that is playing in a championship game, and you've sufficed yourself by submitting history for your school, for your program, for your community. And like you said, going up 45, and the great job that Lott Middle has been able to do. Coach Shinesy and his staff, kudos to Coach Guthrie, Coach Sled, and Coach Warren. And you look at, again, I think one of the interesting stories too, Al, though, is Case Weaver snapping to his brother, Codron Weaver. You didn't see a bad snap.
No, you did not.
All game long, and Coach said you haven't seen a bad snap all season long.
All right, we're getting ready for the trophy presentation. They're trying to get the Wildcats, rounding them up. I see Renee Phillips down there, also Brad Lowell, and we have Douglas July with Coach Jacob Warren trying to get him over there to get an interview. We'll try to check in with him. Nice trophy right there that Brad has, and I think they have a special commemorative football as well. There's a shot. Let's see if Douglas is ready. Go ahead, Douglas.
Congratulations, Coach. You are a 3-time winner of the small division championship. How do you feel?
Well, I don't really feel like I'm a 3-time winner. I feel like my boys are, and I'm just blessed enough to be around them and have these boys and watch them grow and watch them grow into the men that they are. And I'm blessed. I'm very blessed, and I'm very proud of my athletes. They're going to be something special in the years to come.
Coach, I'm thoroughly impressed of how disciplined they were. No one went down in the hot. You told me that the black jerseys played a special part in what you guys do.
Yeah, it's a legacy for them. I mean, we went and got new jerseys this year. I asked the boys what they wanted. They wanted the same exact jerseys the year before and the year before. It's kind of a legacy thing for them, and now I think it's kind of made its mark. And I guess as long as I'm at Citronelle at Lott, I guess we'll be in black because it's kind of it's a tradition now.
All good. Congratulations, Coach. Get ready for your awards.
Coach, that's for you to sign, for all the players to sign the ball, for y'all to have.
Presentation as the Lott Wildcats hold up the small division title for the 3rd time. Corey, I guess black is back 3 times in a row, and he says we've started a new legacy. We're going to keep it going up here at Lott. So great ball game. Don't forget, coming up next, it's Causey versus Scarborough sometime around 6 or a little after 6 o'clock. We'll give you that ball game. But a great game we had here, Corey.
Yeah, exciting from start to finish. All dominated here after that first goal by Phillips by Lott. Congratulations, 3 in a row.
24-6 our score. Stick around. We have the large division coming up. It's Causey versus Scarborough. Don't you move.